Hi.
Hey. Squad's back. I'm Sydney. That's Amber. We got Brandon.
Wait, hold on. Where's
Drew,
my
and
phone?
Jovana.
Oh my god.
Where is it? It's recording.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna share some college stories that we have for y'all. We have a list. Like
Highlights of
Amber has
college.
a notebook that we like put all of our funny moments in.
Okay. Well, you guys already know.
Year-long video.
Like one of the first funny thing that happened when we came to school. Well, the first thing on here, was when we airdropped Justin. You guys have all heard that story. So that's that. I think you guys heard about Centipede.
King Centipede.
King Centipede's the
My
worst.
favorite.
Almost
He's dead
positive
now.
you guys have heard King Centipede. Jovana, do you want to say when you met Brandon?
He's legend.
Went to dinner with Justin, and then his good old friend John sat down with his roommate Brandon, and then John really didn't like the rice.
That's the highlight. John just didn't like that rice.
He literally was, just eat the rice.
What?
Sydney,
Cool.
what about your foot surgery?
I
think we discussed this.
The second day of classes.
I have an issue with foot injuries, like toe injuries, like infections,
Like
and
ingrown
ingrown
toenails.
toenails. I had a really, really bad ingrown toenail that had been there for like a week, and it hurt so bad that I went to the nurse because I couldn't even like stand on my foot anymore. So I called Jovana because I knew she wasn't in class, and I was like, hey, you want to come to the nurse with me? And the nurse apparently closed when we got there, but then somehow one of them came back from his lunch early, and she was like, oh, I can help you. And she was like, what do you need? I was like, yeah, my foot's kind of, she was like, ew, this is really bad. And I was like, and Jovana hates feet, and she hates those things, so this is like the worst combination for her, because as soon as I threw off my sock, my foot was all red, and like it was like all disgusting and blown up, and Jovana was like, and so the nurse is just like, you need to get this fixed by a person, like a professional. And so she had me like call up these people. I'm like on the phone with my mom trying to like get the insurance to work out. And eventually later that day, I had to go and get foot surgery. But I'm terrified of surgery. And just knowing
It was barely a surgery.
it was a procedure. Yes.
It
They
was
like
very much a
poked
procedure.
your foot. That's it.
Oh,
But here's the
listen,
thing.
I watched the whole thing this big just go into that toe.
So since I hate surgery so much, the guy could probably tell, and he put like this like thing in front of me so I couldn't see what he was doing. But that's like the stupidest thing. I like to see what you're doing because otherwise I'm gonna have a like freak heart attack. So I'm already like shaking, like oh my god. So Jovana, she was like watching me like freak out, and I was like, what if I had to like put
Did you hold her
like
hand?
a needle? And she was like, Sydney, if they needed to get a needle in you, they would have them in the room. Obviously, I was like, you're just right. You're totally right. The doctor comes into the room and he was like, I'll be right back. I have to grab a needle. And literally, I turned to her. I was like, that was the worst. And she was just like, so I'm like freaking out because apparently when I'm nervous I shake, but it was like really hot outside and I was wearing I was wearing like a shirt and shorts and I was sweating so much and shaking, like I was like literally doing this in the bed, it's a chair, but I was hanging out with Jovana for a little while and all at once the guy is just like working on my foot and I apparently shook myself so much that I farted so loud
and
then vibrated the chair, and the guy did nothing. Like he just ignored it all. And I'm literally just like,
just went.
so I was like talking to Amber.
I'm like, she's texting me. I'm in class, and she just said, Sydney just farted, and I literally was like
it was like a rumble too.
Oh my
like
God.
it was so loud. And I just turned to Jovana. I was like, no, I cannot believe I just did that. But
She's
yeah.
like, how loud was that?
Because I was so sweaty, like my entire like area down there was just like attached to the chair, so like it just had to like try to escape somewhere, and then I was like,
It literally went like into him. Like, how did he not react?
but yeah, and then I had to like he like took like scissors to my foot and like put it underneath my nail. I had no idea what he was doing. I was like looking at Jovana, she was like.
I wish he put that cover were in front of me.
Like, I wanted to watch it.
Man, can I get one too?
It was so good. Literally, the needle, I'm not even joking, was like this long. He was like, a little bit more, and there's like that much left, and I'm like,
It hurt really bad. But yeah, that was my experience. Okay, next.
Okay, when me and Cindy met Brandon. I think this was like this third week of school.
Yeah,
We
it's about that week.
we had a basketball. They had a basketball in my room, and also like for some reason everyone just like sort of like congregated outside.
Yeah, like we all somehow knew to like go out into the middle of the hallway and be
Yeah.
like, all right, something's happening.
Oh
We need to
yeah,
be here."
that's when I met you.
Yeah, so it was because it was the three of us and then Tim and Justin. We were all throwing the basketball around, and all of a sudden Brandon and John come into the hallway. We found out that he lives really close to us at home, and so he started we started tossing the ball between all of us, and we had this other girl named Taylor come and join us too. Like so there was like, what was that, like 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There was 8 of us. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. That's how
I
we
think
met
I
Brandon.
walked through that.
You
I
probably
think you did. No, Justin was standing at the door, and you like hit him with the door.
That's before I met you guys.
Wow, that is like the first time I ever met you.
Oh.
Because I was
I
like,
didn't
yeah.
say anything.
It was more like the first
No,
time you
because
saw
I
it.
literally was like, that kid's in my class. I remember that.
Oh.
That kid.
That
That
kid. That
kid.
guy.
I was like, his name is Drew. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Did we talk about the first movie night in another video?
We don't need to know about that.
But,
Long story short, I dropped a popcorn ball on the ball.
Words are hard.
On the ground. It exploded. And it all shattered, and Jovana's laughing, and I'm trying to pick it up, and Amber's in the other room, and we're telling Amber to come back and help because there's like glass all over the floor, and so I'm like, on my knees, stupid me, trying to pick it up, and I accidentally cut myself, and then Jovana starts cracking up, and the thing is, like, me and my bladder doesn't hold, so I just went all over the ground.
Dude, I'm like peeing right now.
And she's, I remember I got the text that said, Amber, her pee-pee is on the floor.
Oh my god.
What a text. That's a grand text.
So we all know when I have my little waking up late story. So
Amber's not the one to mess with when she wakes up late.
it was a rough day.
The poor
Let's just say that was so last semester I had a class at 8:55, so I woke up at 8 so I could like go to breakfast by 8:30 and get to class. So Jovana, the alarm goes off, she goes, Amber, get up. And I literally just was like, no. And just went right back to bed. And then all of a sudden, I don't even know how Jovana noticed, but she noticed that I was still in bed. And she goes, Amber! It's like 8:26! And I was like, oh my god! So I literally jumped out of bed. But at this point, this little thingy wasn't zip tied to the bed.
And at this point, I had just rolled over because Jovana was yelling at Amber, so I was seeing what happened. And you hit that thing and it almost decapitated me.
Like, it fell straight down, like Brandon's, like,
right in front of my head.
Yeah. So I hit that. I'm also, like, still tired. Like, my eyes are, like, delusional and everything. So, like, I'm trying to, like, make my way to, my stuff. And I slammed my shoulder on the bed frame.
Like, it's right here. Like, it's literally right here. And she just, like, went, oh!
Why did you actually
do that?
You actually recreated it.
So I grabbed my stuff, and at this time it's Halloween, and we had our door decorated, and we had a trap set up. So we had the spider connected to a string connected to the door frame. So every time like the door swung open just enough, a spider would come like at you. So I go grab my stuff, and I'm running to the bathroom. I open the door, and I yeeted that door open, and so the spider came and smacked me in the back of the head, and I screamed at it. And ran into the bathroom, and I finished all my stuff, came back, and it was just like, it was a long day. I asked you what your name was.
What?
This is my story. History of graphic design. You guys are in the spiel about that. I was in class one day, just blanking out. She kind of called on me. I had no idea. And everyone's just looking at me, and I look up and I was like, And she was like looking directly at me, so I thought she said like the question. I was like, I don't understand your question. And she just goes, I asked you what your name was. And I was like, and
yeah, I don't understand it.
and I texted our floor group
Understand.
chat right after that
Your
incident happened,
accent.
and everyone's just like, I'm sorry for you, Sydney. I was like, oh no, I still have an hour and a half left in this class.
Good thing you dropped it.
My imaginary milkshake.
Oh,
Justin, I wish I
yeah.
should share this story.
Okay, so we me and Jovana, Sydney, and Justin all went to Wawa. It's like 20 minutes drive. So we get there and we're all ordering and we get our sandwiches.
Hold up, I gotta add something to the story. She was like, I want to get a chocolate milkshake. And then she was like, oh, there's no chocolate milkshakes on the screen. And I remember being like, oh, that's weird. Wawa always has chocolate milkshake. And then we moved on.
And I was like, you know what, I'll just go get chocolate milk instead. So I get chocolate milk, I buy it, and then we're waiting. We're waiting for our food, we get our stuff, and I'm like, where's our chocolate milkshake? I could have sworn that I'd ordered one. So we're literally waiting like 15 minutes. I'm like, why are they making my milkshake? And
I was like, thinking to my head, I was like, I don't remember there being chocolate
and
milkshake.
so like Jovana's like, I don't think you ordered one. So then I'm like going to the screen. I'm like, no, I definitely ordered one. And I go on the screen again, and I'm like, wait, there's no chocolate option. I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh my god, I didn't order one because I got chocolate milk instead. And we wasted 15 minutes just waiting for an imaginary milkshake when we could have been basically already back at the door.
He literally left our room when we were hanging out to go do homework, and then we're like, we're going to Wild if you want to go. And he's like, yeah, I'll join.
That's Justin for you.
Jovana, when you saw a deer in the parking lot?
Oh my god, that was so crazy. I parked my car, and then a deer is just like casually walking in front of my car. And I'm like, what is this? Why is this so close to me? I felt like Brother Nature.
Aw, Cindy, you got your hand stuck under the seat.
We're gonna pass that.
No, we're not gonna pass that.
We're gonna pass it.
No,
gonna
we
pass
We're
it.
passing it.
It's a pretty good
We
story.
are passing it.
No, it was a pretty funny
It
story.
was a pretty good story.
I had my pillow in front of me and my phone was on my pillow, and because my feet got a little bit too warm because the air was on like full blast hot, I lifted up my foot. But Japan's got a really small car. I don't have that much room, so I lifted up my foot, which made my pillow go, which made my phone go, and it just kind of like slid.
Ow.
Sorry.
Quick karate chop.
It slid like right next to the passenger seat, and so I was just like, ah, nuts. And so I like reached down and
Did she say that?
No.
no.
Oh, nuts.
And so I reached down trying to grab it, and I couldn't grab it. So I was like, no, let's try the front. And so I tried in the front, and I wasn't able to reach it. So I like moved everything out of my way, and I reached down, and I pulled the lever to see if I could like move my chair back. But then I moved it back too far, and I got my hand stuck, like the bars here and the seats here. Like I got my hand stuck in, and I was trying to like pull it out. I didn't think about using my other hand to pull the bar up again and like move forward. That was just a stupid thing on myself. But I was stuck, and I was like literally pulling my hand trying to get it out, and it was not going anywhere.
For like 15 minutes.
For like, yeah. And Joanna was just like, are you really that stuck? And I'm like, I cannot get out.
I was on the parkway.
Jovana ends up having to pull over on the parkway, and Brandon has to help her get her hand out from under the seat.
I deliberately had to yank her hand out from between the bar, and I told her this is gonna hurt because I had to just yeet it right out of there.
It hurt a lot. Next one.
Alright, when you drop the Dominoes.
Oh my god, just quick story. Because we ordered Dominoes, and me and Jovana went out to get it, and so the guy like gave it to us. We're going up the stairs, which is like right here. And I'm going upstairs.
I always make her carry it.
Yeah.
And then she was like,
and so I was
this is all that I'm good for.
I was wearing her slides, like Adidas slides, and I hate Adidas slides, and so they were like falling on my foot, so I was gonna like, try to like, push them back on my foot by like hitting the stair, but